How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlitz and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. So today we have something actually really interesting that's popped up. So this was posted about a day ago by Galamos on the Nintendo Soup website. Now, what is this about? Well, it's a rumor about a strong possibility of Nintendo broadcasting, or like a brand new Nintendo broadcast, taking place on August the 28th, according to an industry insider. So I thought in this video we'd go through that and maybe some rumors and stuff, and just kind of go through all that and talk about it. So if you guys are ready, then let's get started with that, shall we? So first up, let's read through this post, shall we? Because it's from Nintendo Soup. But a big heads up before we get into this, guys. Keep in mind, okay, a big, PS, okay? A lot of this stuff could be unreal, right? It could be fake. It could turn out that it's not the case. So please remember that before we actually, get further into this, because a lot of people take this as the end all be all and think that, it's all true. But remember, these things can change. So let's get into the actual information here. So it looks like some major Nintendo Switch announcements might finally be dropping at the end of August, according to one reputable industry insider. Venture Beat journalist Jeff Grubb, has resurfaced with more industry whispers about the next Nintendo presentation during the latest episode of the Game Beast Decides podcast, starting at 029, and I think we'll probably see if we can open that up and see where that is, and kind of like see what he has to say. We'll do that later and maybe see what he has to say there. But Grubb brings up that this coming Friday could be a promising date for Nintendo related news, and here's what the guy says, and this is as quoted by the individual, so let's read it.
I've heard a few things, and I think there's a strong possibility there is a Nintendo Direct next week on Friday the 28th. That's the date I've heard. I was hearing that even before Nintendo announced that they were having a special meeting with investors in the middle of September. I think that it makes a lot of sense for them to get a Direct out of the way before that happens, so they don't have to answer questions like what games are coming up.
So that all makes sense to me, right? And it all makes sense, right? Like having an investors meeting in September and then having things to show up before that makes sense, because the investors will want to know, well, what are your plans? What are the next games? We need to know what you're making, and if that stuff you're making is going to be profitable, and if we want to stay invested in your company, if we're, or if we want to move our funds, right? Like that's the single truth of this business related shit. Like they have to know what it's all about, or else, they're not going to continue investing if they don't know if there's going to be profit to be made for them, because they're investors. Now, let's continue with the actual post. It's worth noting that Grubb has correctly hinted at many other Nintendo-related announcements in the past. For starters, he was more or less accurate in leaking that March the 17th, 18th, 17th and 18th, would play host to a Indie World Showcase, followed by Nintendo Direct Mini dropping on March 26th. He also followed up with another rumor that Nintendo World release Pikmin 3 Deluxe this year, which turned out to be true. Well, he knew that as well. As always, we urge our readers to take this information with a grain of skepticism, even if Grubb's sources are accurate. It's possible that Nintendo plans could change amidst the fluid global situation nowadays. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. And it's also unclear if this rumor Direct will be another partner showcase, a Direct Mini, or an actual full-scale Direct. And they say they'll report back whenever they get more information. And that's the biggest thing here, right? We don't know what this is going to be. Is this a fully fledged, like a full-on, here you go, here's a big-ass Direct, here's a bunch of games, maybe an actual gameplay trailer for like something like Breath of the Wild, maybe some new gameplay from Tundra, maybe some gameplay from games we've never seen, maybe some new game announcements. Like that all needs to happen in a Direct very soon, if that, investors meeting is happening, because right now Nintendo is really on like a weird position, because there's nothing. We know nothing of what's coming next, right? We know Breath of the Wild is in the making. We know Metroid Prime is somewhere in the distant, far future, right? Like somewhere up there, but we don't really know about anything else. We don't know what else is being worked on. We don't know what else is being made. We really do not know anything. It's strange. It's really strange. We don't know anything else, so that's why I'm trying to tell you, we gotta wait, we gotta see what happens, and overall, this is boding well. So keep in mind, guys, this is said to be on the, I guess the 28th of August is when this is said to be happening, so I would just keep my eyes out, just make sure to, look around, make sure to stay alert, because it may happen, and yeah, just a little side note for myself, I've just moved country, so I'm in Bosnia, which means my internet's kind of shittier than in Sweden, so, I'll try to stream the whole thing whenever it happens, and I may even do a pre-stream if they announce it the day before it happens, because the 28th is a Friday, so it seems like it could be a reasonable day to do a Nintendo Direct, right? But I'll do an announcement ahead of time if they do it. But yeah, so that was the first thing. Now let's jump over to something else that is Pokemon related. And the final thing for this video is I wanted to show this random, really just funny rumor that showed up like a few days ago. I wasn't able to cover it due to poor internet, so I wasn't able to get it out there, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry about that, but I just couldn't get it out faster, you know what I mean? But I wanted to just cover it because it's kind of funny, and shout out to my boy Memo for actually, you know, letting me know about this one. But basically, here's what it is. Spawn Leak. So you guys know Spawn Wave, you've probably seen this channel, really popular Nintendo and like video game, like news type channel, you know? And here's what it basically says. Things I can't reveal in Newswave. Crown Tundra released November 13th. Well, what is November 13th? Is that what day would that be? November 13th is oh, it's Friday the 13th. Ooh, that's spicy. I see. That's a meme right there. I mean, wow. So we got November the 13th, which is Friday the 13th this year. That's pretty cool. Well, let's continue. No Sinnoh remakes in development. Well, that I feel is highly unlikely. Gen 9 to be last mainline release will include a new region plus older regions as DLC. See, I find it highly unlikely that they'd just stop Pokemon after 9 generations. Like, it's way too popular and way too big of a moneymaker for them to just stop doing it, right? That just seems unreasonable in all senses of the word. It says new region based on the Mediterranean area. That would be pretty cool, actually. Starters include horse, snake, and eagle-like Pokemon. I'm hoping this is not like another one of those like fan-made things where they just take the Pokemon from those and just kind of insert them here. We'll have heavy online multiplayer emphasis. That would actually be pretty cool if they actually pull off better online play. Have you guys tried to play, you know, Sword and Shield with the online mode on whenever you're in the wild area? It is a disaster. It's an actual, literal disaster. People are like flying through you and flying away in the sky and lagging out, and it's very poorly programmed, so that would need to be improved if they want to actually heavily invest in the online segment of Pokemon. Then they continue here with Mega Evolutions, Mega Evolutions, Z moves return, and Dynamax returns, but it's limited, so that's fair enough. And he continues on saying more later. Now, I don't know, man. Like it's all over the place. Now, I'm not sure, like I want to kind of go over this. So new region based on the Mediterranean. That's like one of the most interesting parts here, right? I would love for it to be based on like that part of the world because it'll be different, right? Like we've had a lot of the, you know, highly more popular parts of the world. You know, we've had like based on the United States, right? Like New York and stuff. We've had the UK, the whole of the UK, right? We've had multiple Japanese regions. We've had one based on Hawaii, right? Like I feel like it could be a good time to maybe go Mediterranean, maybe even an African type of region, maybe even a Nordic region, like, you know, like Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, something like that could also work. Or maybe we can go all the way onto the other side, right, to the east, and we can go to like an Indian region or something like that would be really cool. Or one maybe based in the Philippines. Like I don't know, I would just want it to be something different and not something that is like, you know, really like, you know, we also had one like based on France, right, Paris and stuff. Like we already had all those really, like we've had a lot of those really popular places. Let's go somewhere where it's less of a popular, you know, area, so to say. So that's just what I'm saying. But yeah, that's it for the rumor though. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, then drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe for future videos. My name has been Ruffle Rowlet. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out and bye bye, ladies and gentlemen.